What's going on, guys? It's Nick here, back with another video. Mock draft time. Not a Monday, it's going to go up on a Friday. Someone on Twitter asked, hey, when are you doing mock drafts again? So figured I'd do another one now. I wanted to wait until after the draft and then a little bit more after the draft, just because if you do it like 2 days after the draft, no one's updated their rankings on Fantasy Pros, and so nothing's really going to change. It's not going to affect for things that have changed. I think it has for the most part. Obviously, this is still wicked early, and things are going to change a ton, but want to see how things have changed and what team we can put together. So we're going to do the normal setup. Most of you guys do PPR. I think this year we're going to do a lot more PPR mock drafts. I know we probably did like 60 to 65% of the mock drafts for PPR last year. Probably going to bump that up. If you're not in PPR leagues, I don't know what you're doing. Standard roster settings: 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, flex, tight end, defense, no kicker. No kicker. That's not standard, but I don't play with kickers. 6 bench spots, 1 quarterback. And we've done the 4 spot and the 7 spot. So we're going to randomize. If we get one of those, we'll hit randomize again. 5th spot. Wonderful. I think everything's good to go. Start the mock draft. I'm doing Fantasy Pros, and if you guys have never heard of Fantasy Pros somehow, then you should use this. It's the easiest mock draft because if you have like 5 minutes, you gotta bust out a mock draft. Easy. It literally takes as quick as you want. You could do one in like 2 minutes, but it doesn't have people. It's a computer, obviously. It's just right now there aren't like ESPN doesn't open lobbies yet. I'm fairly confident with that. And then I use Fantasy Calculator, but that would be way too fast if the computer's just picking them. And I want to talk about the players. So I do want to open up. I probably should have had that already. Working on the premium rankings right now. They're not available yet, and they're not done yet, so I can show them to you. Obviously, I'm not showing you the premium rankings during the actual season. Working on all the risk stuff right now. I guess I can talk about. I hate my computer. I just got a new computer. Like the first time I open something on Excel, it just like doesn't open, and the second time it opens up right away. I don't know what that is, but I'm working on all the risk levels right now. But yeah, premium ranking is gonna be good this year. We got a ton of new tabs. Put it all into one. Different targets for each round. Would we draft projections? Risk levels, just what I'm working on right now. Just wanted to have that open in case I wanted to look at it. And also, this is all just before we start. We revamped the website, so check out the website. Draft rankings are up, but I haven't like gone through entirely. Running back is basically done at this point. Well, not done for the year, but done to like we haven't touched wide receivers yet. Barely touched tight ends or quarterbacks, but really you don't need to touch them. But running backs, if you want to take a look at the running backs, different tiers, have that up. Not the SEC. There. So, what's happened so far? We're the 5th pick, so in order it went. Oh my, okay. DeAndre Hopkins, Antonio Brown, Gurley, and Bell. Interesting. I don't know how many drafts can have Hopkins go on. Maybe people are hyped from what he did last year. But at this point, even in a PPR league, you're not looking at Odell, Julio, Michael Thomas, Allen Green. You're not looking at any of them. The only viable picks that I see are DJ and Zeke, and I really don't think it's even a contention for anyone else. I think that's going to be a pick that a lot of people have to choose between is DJ and Zeke. For me, in a PPR league, it's David Johnson, and I don't think it's as close as some people are making it seem. A lot of people have Zeke at like 1, and not a ton of people, but some people are talking about the chance for him to be 1. I think bringing in Tavon Austin, there's just the ceiling for him. And the running back, I can't think of his name. The running back they drafted in like the last round, he's going to take some early down. Tavon Austin's going to take some third down. And Zeke already wasn't the guy that was getting a ton of reception. So I think even though the touchdowns are there, even though he's heavily involved, you got to go DJ at that spot. I really like Saquon Barkley. Still think I think I listed him as like 6th overall in PPR league, so I'm really high on him. They want him to succeed. They're going to feed him the ball. I'm not going to go through every pick that happens, except I'll do the first 2 rounds. So after me at 5 picking DJ, we had Odell, Alvin Kamara, who If you look at this, I'm way below. I have him as the 9th running back. So he went 7th overall. So I'm way below the field on him right now. Zeke at 8, and then Kareem Hunt, Michael Thomas, Julio, Barkley finishes the top 12. Keenan Allen, Evans, Dalvin Cook, Melvin Gordon, McCoy, Fournette, AJ Green. That seems about right. So we've got David Johnson right now at running back. Remember, running backs are always more valuable to have as the league shifts more towards passing. If you want my full article on that, it's up on the website now. I think I've written 3 articles so far. They're kind of like variations of ones I did last year, but especially that article talks about being a passing league is one that you definitely want to read. But we're in the second round. I'm not touching Devonta Adams, Thielen, Baldwin. I don't think those guys are worth the pick when you look at who you can get later on. As opposed to them, I don't think the drop-off's as drastic. When you look at running backs, it's a little bit more. A guy that I love is Christian McCaffrey. I like Jerick McKinnon, but this feels way too high for him. And I feel like some of my guys, like Collins, Howard, and Drake, pretty sure I have all of them as targets right now in that 3rd round pick. But I think it's between McCaffrey and Freeman for this pick. Fairly certain. I have Freeman much lower. Yeah, Freeman's at 13. McCaffrey I have at 10. Definitely the highest running back still left. I just think they literally didn't bring in anyone. They have like Cameron Artis-Payne is their only backup to McCaffrey. I mean, this dude has such a ceiling this season. So love him. I love him. Is the late 2nd round early? That's probably like the cap. Like I don't see him moving up any higher, but I'm perfectly fine taking him there. We had a pick pretty quickly. I will note that the 3rd round started off with Zach Ertz, Gronk, and Kelsey. Just boom, boom, boom. I'm like fine with that. I think all of them are viable options that high. I would say that drafting Ertz ahead of Gronk and Kelsey is questionable, but I'm fine with it. I think those 3 are guys that's like, whichever one you like the most, take them. I just, the 3rd round, it just has a weird taste in my mouth drafting Zach Ertz in the 3rd round. 1st overall in the 3rd round. So Adams went. Larry Fitz went in the late 2nd round. Also questionable, although I'm not hating on Fitz. So we already have, if this were standard, I'd have no problem taking another running back, although I would have taken Freeman over McCaffrey in standard. I have no problem taking another running back in standard. In PPR, I'm a little bit more hesitant because you can see the drop-off starting with wide receivers. If I was going to take one, I mean, Freeman, McKinnon, and Ingram are still on that tier above everyone else. And there's a drop-off to like the Drake, Howard, Collins tier. And then there's another drop. But Thielen feels like he's also kind of on a tier with Diggs ahead of everyone else. And I feel like that's more drastic. And I do like some running backs a little later, and I already have 2. So I think Thielen would be the pick here. And remember, we don't even take a look at who's left for quarterbacks until the 9th, 10th round. I mean, I wouldn't even suggest looking, like not even looking before like the 6th. Don't even look at this list. So let's take Thielen here. It'd be nice if one of those running backs stayed on the board because running backs are so important. Ingram's still there. So yeah, if we're drafting by tiers right now, we look at the wide receivers and we see like Crabtree went to a new team, which is always something to avoid for wide receivers. It's a good situation to be in for him, but almost always when a person changes teams in the offseason, you want to avoid that. Woods is a nice pick. Marvin Jones is a nice pick. Who knows where Dez Bryant's going to go at this point? I'm shocked that like he hasn't been taken, and then there's reports that people wouldn't even sign him for the minimum. So I don't know what's going on there. Obviously, the league's shifting away from the big wide receiver, but it seems a little off. Watkins is a solid pick, but there's some risk there. But there's no one I'm like super pumped about, and I feel like I can find some decent options a little bit later. Sorry, I got a text. So I want to get one of this Ingram, Drake, Howard, Collins. I want to get one of them. And I think This one's the short one. I think I can, but I also think that Ingram's kind of ahead of them by a decent margin, especially with how good the Saints defense is now. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see what happens if I take 3 running backs early. I know it definitely doesn't want me to, the computer, but all right. Well, mock drafts are what we're supposed to test things for, right? So again, I can find wide receivers. Very confident in my skills in finding a wide receiver. Running backs are tough, but I'll also say that right now, I'm sure there's someone that hasn't been adjusted yet. No, it's pretty well adjusted. I know Bernard's decent late. Kerwin Johnson, Chubb, Foreman, Sonny. I think it's Michelle. I don't like that. I like Michael, so I'm going to say Michael right now. Royce Freeman, Jones, both Aaron and Ronald. Burkhead, Penny, Geis. Mac, I don't think they brought in much competition with him, but he did have shoulder surgery, and we know Colts players with shoulder surgeries. And I'm not touching Duke, Thompson. I don't want Ajayi, probably not Lewis or Henry. So some of those guys I listed I'm fine with. I just think Collins is like on a tier of his own there, and I don't see someone on a tier of their own for wide receivers. So let's just see. Again, 0% want me to take Collins. So like my running backs are pretty nice. We got DJ, McCaffrey, Ingram, and Collins. Feel very confident about all of them. We're not touching quarterback. Tight ends, I mean, I can just look at who's on this list right now. But no, I'm not. No way I'm touching there. Obviously, we're not touching defense. So we pretty much have to take a wide receiver at this point. Options. So we got Garcon with the GOAT and Jimmy G. We've got Funchess. Yeah, I don't see a problem with that pick. Corey Davis, if the Titans decide they feel like running a competent offense this season. Cooper Kupp, perfectly fine with. Crowder, perfectly fine with. I'm not in love with Sanders because I have no idea. They brought in 2 wide receivers to compete with Sanders and DT. I don't know what to make of that, so I want to see the preseason. But he gets disrespected every year, and then he's always a good pick. Parker, who knows? He'll get hyped up into the 5th round like every year. Will Fuller is going much too late. So, okay. So I have a PPR guy in Thielen. I could take another one in Garcon, but I also don't mind Funchess. He's young. I don't think that team's going to be like spectacular. They're not going to be bad, but I don't think they've really upgraded very much. I think Funchess has more upside than Garcon does. But have we seen Garcon with Jimmy G? Did he get hurt to end last season? I can't remember. I think he got hurt to end last season. I'll have to double check that. But it's Funchess and it's Davis and Kupp, Garcon. I think Funchess has the most upside. We're going to go with him there. Who got taken? So Kupp got taken. Garcon and Crowder both got taken. So I think we'll take Corey Davis again here too. I know Ajayi is still on the board in the 7th round. I thought I was going to be like the lowest on Ajayi. And then I looked at people's rankings. And I'm actually above the field. Like I was doing the injury write-up. And obviously he's got not a massive injury history. But he's got like the knee issue that keeps popping up. And we know the Eagles are going to be safe with him. So they're not going to feed him the ball a ton. We know Corey Clement's a very good running back. We know they brought Sproles back for the 3rd down role. So you start looking at his upside and you're like, probably not a ton. I mean, Clement's going to take some goal line. So I literally thought people were going to take him like the 4th round. He's there in the 7th. So maybe that's just this site. Maybe when people see his name, they'll take him earlier. But if you were taking him as your 5th running back, yeah, or 4th? 5th, I can count. Your 5th running back, like, that's great value. And you're taking him ahead of Lamar Miller, who might get cut. You're taking him ahead of Coleman, Geis. Like, you're taking him ahead of all of those guys. So he's on a tier of his own. Do we have any running back or wide receiver steals? Not any real steals. No. I don't see anyone's jumping off the page. Looks like Robbie Anderson's arrested like again. But it's basically the ones I listed was Will Fuller and Coleman. Or where is Coleman? Corey Coleman's 57th. Huh. Interesting. I don't hate that pick at all. Where's Josh Gordon's 13th? Okay. So the pick here, we have to decide: do we want to take our 5th running back in Ajayi, or do we want to take a wide receiver? This is PPR, but like I've said, that doesn't entirely matter. You still need the running back position, and with running backs always like getting hurt and underperforming, let's be honest. Of these 4, maybe 2 of them at the end of the year will be good. I mean, you just don't know with that position. So which do I want? I feel like I have to go with. I feel like I have to go with the upside of Corey Davis. He's got more upside than a lot of people on this list, and then I kind of just need to hope. I know Ajayi will be taken before my next pick. Yeah, he got taken at 8-1, which is fantastic value there. We'll take another wide receiver. Will Fuller got taken? That's unfortunate. There are still running backs I like there, so maybe instead of Alex Collins, I could have gone with a wide receiver, but I really like Collins this year. So Shepard, Aguilar, Goodwin, not Godwin. I like Godwin, but you don't have to take Godwin. Where's Godwin? He's not even like listed on the 67. So he could be like your last round pick. Dede, Westbrook, Corey Coleman, Paul Richardson. They paid a ton of money. I just don't understand why. Danny. Why is Danny at 68? Why is Cameron Meredith at 70? All right, so there's some steals. John Brown. There's some steals late for wide receivers. Okay. All right, let's take a gander at the team. Got DJ, McCaffrey, Thielen, Funchess, Ingram. Then we've got Collins and Corey Davis. We can go either. We're still fine at quarterback. No one cares about tight end. I haven't worked on this range for running back too much. I know there's a bunch of guys that I like in this range, but I don't know how much more I like them over the guys that I can get in a few rounds. So I think Sterling Shepard's a decent pick here. Yeah, we're going to go Shepard. We're going to take relative safety in him. And then look at the running backs. I think I'm going to take Ronald Jones here. Cuz he's the running back now in Tampa Bay. And we've seen some not so good running backs put up good numbers as the guy in Tampa Bay. So I like the upside that he brings. I'm not sure we need another running back. DJ, McCaffrey, Ingram, Collins, Jones. I typically like to have more running backs than wide receivers on my bench. So I could take one more wide receiver and one more running back. Yeah, one more wide receiver, one more running back, and then we'll fill in the rest. So not pumped about any of those running back options. It'd be Gio. You could take Ware in the off chance that the opposite happens this year and Hunt gets hurt in preseason and then Ware takes over. I don't draft handcuffs, so I'm not looking at this cuff thing. I think it limits your upside. You know, for Cameron Artis-Payne to work out, it means that my second round pick was bad. That's not something I want, so I'm not gonna hedge into that. I don't see any steals for running backs unless I just missed glancing at one. So our options are Clement, Doug Martin. I don't think I can do that. Can't touch Gallman. Can't really touch Carson anymore. Can't touch Pirine. You're basically looking in this range at a third down only, like literally zero carry Theo Riddick, a backfield that I think if both are healthy, Aaron Jones wins with Jamal Williams. The Jets have like a bunch of guys that are just going to split carries. Yeah, this is just random. I would probably just go with Bernard at that point because he looked better than Mixon did last season. So I can get him in the next round. So we'll move on to wide receiver. And if I'm looking at upside, I mean, Martavis Bryant, I'm not going to touch him in a PPR scoring format. So you're basically looking at Coleman, Galladay if he takes a step up, Calvin Ridley maybe, or Danny, or Meredith. Oh, Meredith. Yeah. Yeah, the pick's Cameron Meredith. He's going to shoot up boards. There's no way he should be going that late. I probably could have taken the running back at this spot. But I guess Jamal Williams? It's Jamal Williams or Bernard. I just don't know. I guess Williams, they probably have the same upside. Bengals are so bad. They're so bad. I'll take Williams. Especially with Rodgers coming back, with their defense getting better. If Williams wins the job, which I don't think he will, but if he does, and that's a really good pick there. This is why we wait on quarterback. We got our pick between Garoppolo, Rivers, Prescott. I mean, we're taking Garoppolo at this spot, but even if like you're in a league where everyone drafts quarterbacks, still perfectly fine with Mahomes, Smith, Bortles, Trubisky, Keenum. Probably it. Depends if like Mayfield starts or if they start the season with Tygod. If it's Tygod, then probably fine to stream him early. And that's what I typically try to do anyways. That's why I don't like taking these guys because then you're forced to start them every week. I'd rather stream. But if we're going to pick someone, if I get word that Luck is like fine, sure. But he'll obviously go higher. He'll probably go in that like 5 to 7 spot. But I'm not touching Andrew Luck. He hasn't thrown a football in like forever. So I guess it would be Garoppolo here. Since I don't care, I can actually look at tight end. Well, that's gross. Who we got? I mean, the pick here is Vance McDonald, right? Yeah. You're not going to touch a rookie. You could touch Njoku just for the raw talent if they decide to use him this season. But it's basically Njoku, Clay, ASJ, and McDonald. But you're drafting Vance, and I can wait on that. So I'll draft Jimmy G, and then we'll take ourselves some Vance McDonald. They finally used him. Well, I think he was hurt. But they finally used him in the postseason how they were supposed to. And as soon as they announced, I don't know if they actually announced, but as soon as I found out he was going to be the starter over Team Rocket, there was no way I wasn't playing some DraftKings and throwing Vance McDonald in every single lineup. So, thank you for being so good in the playoffs, Vance. Why does it say I can still draft? I have to draft a defense, I'm pretty sure. Won't it force you to? Well, I want to anyways. Let's look at the, if you're in your actual draft, I know everyone always brings this up. If you're in your actual draft in like July and August, you shouldn't be taking your defense here if it allows you to. You should be taking another wide receiver, running back, and then just drop whoever it is that you feel least good about right before the season starts and pick up streaming defense. Obviously, I'm going to look at who these guys play early in the season because there's usually like one or two defenses that are going in like the 20 to 25 range that have just a super awesome schedule, and you can just stream them at the beginning of the year and then find the Saints of last year. Find the team that just comes out of nowhere. The Saints are a very good defense. The Texans, they're a good defense, and they improved, but they were really bad last year. And the Saints were really good last year, and they also improved. So, but if you are somehow looking a little bit later, I don't mind the Steelers. I don't know how I feel about the Packers yet. They got those two nasty corners, first and second round, or first and second pick. Was it both in the first round? I don't remember. But they're first and second picks. But it's unlikely you have to be in that range. But I like the Saints. I like the Ravens. I like the Texans. I just think I like the Saints the most. So we're going to take them. We're going to see what grade this computer gives us. How dare you. Zoom. All right, there's the team. Jimmy G, DJ McCaffrey, Thielen, Funchess. Like, I don't love my wide receivers, but I think they're perfectly fine to just get me. I mean, Thielen's really good. Like, I'm not bashing Thielen at all. With Kirk thrown to him, he could be something special this year. So getting him in the third round, I'm fine with. I like Funchess as late as I got him, and then I've got the running backs with DJ McCaffrey. I've got Ingram, Collins, Jones, Williams. A lot of upside there. And then the backup wide receivers, upside. Corey Davis, Shepard, Meredith. I like this team. And then Vance, I like this team. This is a good team. What is this? They project me for 4th place, guys. This thing obviously isn't like I get the best bench, which is what happens when you know how to draft a bench. Wide receivers and running backs. These don't mean anything though. If you had taken like 2 quarterbacks, it literally is adding up like a projected points, I'm pretty sure. So that just ups your points. So that doesn't mean anything. But I like the team. I think that's it. Remember, check out the website and obviously check out the like updated thing in the top right. I'm pretty sure you can download. Is that button? Oh yeah. So if you want to download the rankings, you literally click that button and then yes. Yeah, it gives you this stuff. If you want to be like, yo, I want to edit this filter, you can sort by name, sort by position, sort by how much. I'm off from the ECR. So if you want to see my like, I have these guys above the ECR most out of anyone. So that's the end of this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, how about hit that like button? Subscribe if you are new. Thanks for watching.